Reeta and Glenn on the internet.
Glenn and Reeta on the internet.
It's good to be back together, and it was great to see everybody on Saturday night when we were at the Baltimore Improv Group. That was a lot of fun. Had a really good time with that. Those people are very talented. How quickly they come up with that stuff, like on the fly. I don't know if you guys sensed, like a couple of times it seemed like they were struggling a little bit. And, like, we don't know how to end it. And, like, someone always is there with an idea to, like, pick it up and keep it going. It was really cool
Yeah, I like
to
it.
watch how talented, like, those folks are.
I wish I was, like, improv talent.
Right? Like,
And they got classes.
I know. This is true. This is very true. They do have classes. So if you're interested in being an improver, you could go.
I thought that's
take
what
classes.
by the way, I thought that's what your son was asking when he was asking about,
yeah,
like,
yeah. My
I was
son
like,
is,
legitimately, is Jordan going to do
No.
improv?
No, he just wanted to
He
go
just wanted to go watch
enjoy
the
the
shows.
festivities.
Rita, come this way. Let's get you in frame a little more. We're live on air doing this stuff. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
this better?
We didn't have a lot of time beforehand to. I'm headed to Vegas.
Yes, he is.
Rita's coming from work.
Caleb sat on the stoop,
Caleb was
like-
left. I swear to God.
Yeah. Poor Caleb.
You know what
Oh, it
Caleb
was like
did?
if you
90
forgot
degrees.
if you forgot to pick up your son or something
Yeah.
from the sports practice. He pulled out. I was like, Dad.
It was so funny.
You
It
got
was
the
so
kids.
funny. It took me. I wanted to run to Walmart between work and coming back to do the podcast. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to get to Cockeysville and back here.
Yeah, traffic has been
it's
trafficking.
outrageous.
It's bad.
Thanks everybody for coming out. I actually had an idea that was percolating that we could do with them again that I think would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
But I didn't run it by anybody yet, so I don't want to bring it up on the air. We'll
That's
talk
a great
about it.
idea. Thank you.
We'll talk
My
about
buddy
it
just
another
did that
time.
the other night. He was
Yep.
like, hey, talking to this DJ, and he's like, yeah, our next event is this date. And I turned and gave like the gym pan to my buddy. I was like, you heard that date before, dude?
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Okay.
off the air. All right, let's start it off. Let's get into it. It is time for book club, and this one kind of quietly gained a lot of steam this week, and I had a few people reach out to me about it. It's called Amy Bradley is Missing, and it's a 3-part doc on Netflix. And Rita, you and I are closer in age. Caleb was, I don't even know if he was alive when all this was going. Do you remember this story?
No, I do not.
It got a ton of media attention,
Do not remember.
and
this
I don't
story.
remember it even a little bit.
Also was pregnant in 1998, so I was a young mother at that. Well, when I was not
You were on the way.
with child yet, he was on the way. I wasn't thinking about no news. I mean, I think, yeah, like the last big thing I can remember, like the last thing I can remember of relevance up until like 9/11 was like Princess Diana dying, and that was
Okay.
just because it was like technically still my birthday in the United States. It was the next day in the UK though.
It was in August, right? That's
yeah,
right.
It was the
That's
31st,
right.
but it was
yeah.
still the 30th
Yeah.
here, and that was my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, Princess Diana died on my birthday. Oh my God! And then after that, September 11th. Like, yeah, when you become a parent, you just be forgetting stuff. So
That
I don't remember that.
No, you can't forget.
yeah, the real world stuff, 100%.
Yeah.
It all, none of it registers.
None of it.
For posterity purposes, I was 3 years old.
All
Okay.
right, thank you,
All
thank
right.
you, Caleb. I appreciate.
Yeah, thank you
that.
for aging me there. I appreciate it.
Aging me there. I am literally a baby.
So, Amy Bradley is Missing is the story of a young woman who disappeared from a cruise ship, a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, in 1998. And the story got a lot of media attention back then. As Reeta and I both point out, we have no recollection of it whatsoever, so it was all very new to me as we were watching the documentary. And they really get right into it, right? Like, they take you right onto the cruise, the events of the couple of days. She's there with her family, which is all kind of weird. They're actually adults by this point. She's 21, her brother's 23, but they're staying in a room with their parents. And they're going out and ripping it up the way that you would expect a 21 and a 23-year-old to be doing. And they're going out and they're having a time and they're getting drunk. And they come back and she just walks out on the balcony and says, like, I'm not feeling so great. I think I'm just going to sleep out here. And if you've ever been on a cruise, that's not a lot of space. It's not very convenient. But it's also, if I go back inside, I got to sleep in a bed with my brother. And, there's the whole thing. Apparently, at some point, because this is where things get cloudy.
Really early on.
Yes. At some point between then and early in the morning, by 7 a.m., her father is woken up and her father has recognized that she is not there. And he is alarmed by that. 21-year-old that's drinking, a lot of people will be like, hey, man, could be anywhere, you know? Like, she could be out having another one, still drinking from last night. I don't know, but he's alarmed. And this is where we get to the first clip that I have, Caleb. This is the initial announcement. This is, you're going to meet some of the characters involved because the family goes to the people that are in charge of the cruise and says, hey, we got this issue. And the response they get back is not overwhelming. This is a bit of a longer clip from Netflix, and Amy Bradley is missing.
All of a sudden, the ship is close to docking.
One of my staff came to me and said, Brent, I've got some parents who are at the desk. They are concerned about their daughter. I went out to the desk and I spoke to Mr. and Mrs. Bradley. They were really, really concerned and, a bit forceful in wanting to know what we could do. They did ask for the ship to put out a voice page.
This feels really
I did explain that we wouldn't do a voice page at 7 o'clock in the morning. For the rest of our guests, that could be seen as intrusive. What I said to them was, it sounds like you've had a really good look around. Keep looking, but if you can't find your daughter within a half an hour, come back. I'll be here and I'll get you the security officer.
The ship was 10 decks and it was 1,000 feet long. She could have been anywhere.
2,000 people were getting ready to get off the ship in Curacao. I had bouffant hair at the time, so I was probably spritzing and
Remember this
my
guy.
hair, getting ready to make my appearance on the gangway.
cruise director, everybody.
And I heard an announcement that, would Amy Bradley please contact the purser's desk?
You could see people gathering their things up. We're just saying you can't let people off of this boat until we find her.
The hotel director kind of debriefed me, oh, this girl's missing. But at the time, I still had to make the clearance announcement.
I was begging them, can you back the ship off of the dock? Don't put the gangways down. Stop everything.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Curacao. The gangway is located on deck number 2 using the aft set of stairs. We're not going to stop everybody's cruise because there was a missing girl. That's one family's unfortunate incident, but we still had 2,400 people who paid a lot of money. And as cold as that sounds, that's the reality.
Remember that gentleman. Remember him, because we're going to revisit him in a second. All of this is a little bit much, because in hindsight, you're like, okay.
What is this, by the way?
These are the ones we tried to try last week, but
That you burned?
Yeah, that we burned.
Did you try to kill us?
Yeah,
What was the
100%.
flavor?
Cheese pizza.
I definitely taste cheese pizza.
Do you?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All of this sounds really awful in hindsight. At the same time, in that moment, I have attempted to try to figure out how I would be reacting if I were one of these people and someone came to me and they said their adult daughter was missing on a cruise. And I don't know how I would react if I was the cruise director or the guest relations director. There probably would be a part of me that said, do you know how many times we have a drunk 21-year-old somewhere on the ship and they went and they had sex with somebody last night and they're still in that room and they didn't bother to tell you they went to have sex with a stranger. Like, we're not going to shut down the cruise because your daughter was off having sex with a stranger. And it's a tough thing because, again, in hindsight, it feels like this was the moment, right? Like, don't let anybody off this boat. You bring authorities on. You figure out where this girl is.
For me, I felt like you can let people off the boat. I'm standing right there. Like,
Watching all of them.
I'm watching every single person leave. Like, I'm not asking you to make an announcement yet. You didn't like that. You didn't want to do that. Take me down, be part of the first party on the dock, and I am watching all 2,000 people get off this boat.
Somebody has a big old bag with them.
Something.
You're
right?
saying, like,
You're looking for
hey,
abnormalities.
can we investigate this 100%. I think that's very reasonable.
But they did not do the announcement, right? But they did the full sweep of the ship.
So, yeah,
that
they do the
everybody
full sweep of the
disembarked.
ship, and they do start contacting authorities in Curacao and in America. The interesting part to me is, like, the authorities in Curacao are like, dude, this girl didn't jump off this boat.
We would have found her.
Because we know how the ocean works and the currents.
It would have pushed her to the shore.
And they even go as far to say, like, even if there was a shark involved, some part of her
would float to the shore because they were close enough. Remember, they were close enough to.
One of the theories, right, was that she had even said, like,
She was
I'm going to
gonna
beat the
swim.
boat to shore. I'm
Yeah.
going to jump off the boat, and I'm going to swim in and beat the boat to the shore. And the Curaçaoan, I guess that's how you say it.
The Curaçao
Curaçaoan,
peoples.
authorities are like, chief. Like, if this girl had jumped off the boat and died in any capacity, a body would have ended up on shore. That would have happened. So these are like the easy scenarios to think. Remember, I felt a lot of Aunt Diane vibes, Rita, where I
Glad
was.
you said it.
At first, I'm just like,
Glad you said it.
oh, that changed very quickly. You and I might be
Oh.
separating very quickly on
Yeah.
this. We might be
Yeah.
separating very, very quickly. Then they start laying out a lot of stories of other things that may have happened. And the most compelling one seemed to surround this guy, Yellow. Yellow was a bassist in the band that played on the ship. And apparently, Yellow and Amy Bradley had been dancing at the club the night before. And then were seen together again early in the morning by other people on the boat, who then only saw Yellow and didn't see Amy come back. One of the big theories that gets presented in episode 2 of the doc is that Amy got to the beach, but is now has been kidnapped and taken into has become a sex worker. And this gentleman, Yellow, becomes sort of a central portion of this theory that this gentleman is involved somehow. Somehow he knows something he's not sharing with us. There's something here. We meet a lot of people who claim to have seen Amy Bradley at some point in Curacao for years following this disappearance. Compelling stories. People that say, I saw her tattoo. I saw, this was not.
She said her name.
Correct.
Right?
A
There were
lot.
two or three people. That
A
were like,
lot of stories. And then we get to meet what is one of the more compelling parts of the documentary is we meet this guy Yellow's daughter. And she has a lot of questions. And she has been told things by her mother that don't sit well with her. And she has voluntarily reached out to Amy Bradley's family wanting to be part of the investigation. Rita's got. All right.
You don't have a lot of time here, so go ahead.
All right. This is a phone call between Yellow's daughter and Yellow that was recorded for the doc.
Hi, Daddy.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go through this again. I didn't do anything wrong, so tell me how am I supposed to? I have no problem you calling me to ask me questions.
I would wish that you put yourself in my shoe and understand how I feel about this.
Amiga, they brought the FBI on immediately. And then he said to me that they're trying to find this girl that I was seen dancing with her. Everybody that had anything to do with cleaning her room, serving her drink, everything were grounded. When they realized nothing was involved, we continued to walk. And I continued to walk on the cruise ship until 2 years later.
Why am I hearing that you were seen on the beach with her like months
Which
later?
beach? Which beach you saw me on? Because I don't like beaches. Amiga, we danced at the club. Like I danced with many people at the club.
So
I did nothing.
you don't know if
I
she
did
ever got
nothing.
off the boat.
How would I know that? I left her in the club at 1 o'clock. And I went to my room. How would I know she got off the boat?
Why?
I didn't know. 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 I didn't I'm a little boy from Grenada who've never had any experience like this before. I'm sitting there. My name is called. I'm being questioned about something I don't know.
Mommy found a bag of pictures of Caucasian women that you came home with, you know. It raised a lot of questions
which one of the picture was her?
I don't know.
I had many pictures.
Yeah, why? Like, it's hard to hold this conversation with you because you get upset.
I would take pictures of everybody. As a band, when people come and want to take pictures with you.
If this happened to me, how would you feel?
If you're missing, I would do everything in my power to find out where you are. And I understand that her family is maybe trying to find her all these years. And I'm in sympathy with that, but I had nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. Nothing.
I want to know your theory. I want to know.
No, I think you should just we could just talk about.
Because it's a tough story to tell. We got to keep going. Like, it's a tough story to tell because there's so many little tiny parts.
That's so. I want to know what your theory is.
Theory on what?
On what the actual story is.
I think she was abducted.
Okay. Do you think that this gentleman was involved with it?
Possibly, yes.
Okay.
I do think that there was a potential abduction and sold into sex trafficking.
We are in firm agreement about that part of it.
Yeah.
I absolutely, I am compelled by everything that has been presented, and do not believe that this many people have this many compelling stories.
I agree.
I said this to Caleb. Caleb and I briefly talked about it off the air. I said, when there's a story, when there's one, it's easy to be like, that person wants attention. That person wants to feel involved in something. I think somebody could make up a story. There are way too many stories
being a proud royal
involved here.
Yeah.
That are all incredibly compelling.
Then you add the picture that somebody sent of the parents of a potential prostitute that was on a website, and then the FBI did their, they compared the pictures and they believe it to be her. So now, unless somebody just did a really good job of like altering what she looks like years later, why would we not think that this lady still doesn't exist?
That's exactly where I found myself. I found myself 100% of the belief that no, this girl 100% ended up kidnapped and forced into sex work in Curacao.
I'm of the theory that the kidnapping can be a little bit bent here, in that, there was a little bit of a story in there talking about how she went to the beach to get drugs. Right, she's a 21-year-old girl. Blah, blah, blah.
You think she might have voluntarily gotten off the boat?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
I believe that she and Yellow, and this is just like my theory, right? Like, we're obviously doing drugs, right? Like, her parents went to sleep, her brother went away, like, time to go a little naughty in the nighttime. Now, later in the doc, you find out that she is not straight, so she's not attracted to men. But a late night with this guy, maybe partaking in some extracurriculars, and then being called out maybe for and if I have to pin this, it's rejecting an advance, but then partaking in the extracurriculars, and then now you owe me money because you did the thing, and so now you are a part of this. Blah blah blah.
That was one thing she brought up. Is one of the stories that was told by this guy that was in the Navy was like, I bumped into her at a brothel,
yeah,
and she mentioned that she owed money and needed money to get out. And he said, well, like, I've heard stories like this before from prostitutes, so I just didn't think anything of it. And
as a Navy seaman, I
100%. I believe it. I believe.
And also, he said he didn't want to get in trouble because he was 2 years away from retirement.
Yep.
So.
I also feel that.
Not supposed to be at the brothel, and that doesn't make him a hero.
No.
But I believe him. I believe everything about his story. I was so compelled by this. This was presented so well. What was not compelling about it to you?
We just move on.
No. We only got one thing left to cover here.
Not good. I'm sorry.
Not good?
No, it should have been 2 episodes. I agree. They stretched it to 3. The daughter was pointless. She had nothing. She inserted herself in with no information. Oh, it was white women in the suitcase. Well, was she in one of the goddamn pictures? If she wasn't in the pictures, then what the hell you bring that shit up for? Okay? It was pointless. Okay? The story itself is compelling. This was a boring ass documentary. I'm sorry, I did not like it at all.
We go the exact opposite way on this one.
It was too long for no reason because you didn't have anything. Those people that
you didn't. I think they had a lot of stuff.
They did not, Glenn. That second episode was pointless.
That's where they slayed out all of these stories.
And they could have put that in a whole. First of all, the last episode itself was like 39 minutes. You could have put 20 minutes of good content from that second episode, made it 50 minutes, and we could have went on about our day. You made it 3 episodes because you're greedy, okay? Let's start there. You didn't know where this girl was. Completely understand. We all have theories, but we don't know what the theory is because the girl is still missing. I went, like I do with everything else, I go to the Googles and read stuff. Apparently somebody's scammed them out of $200,000. They left that part out. Wish you could have added that. I didn't like it. I'm sorry, y'all. I like the way.
You're allowed to feel away.
I'm compelled about what happened to the girl. I just did not like the flow of it.
Wow,
no, I didn't.
This is the exact opposite experience that I had.
So when
I found it.
They brought up somebody that
the
did
daughter pissed me off because what the fuck was her point?
I think they need, like you said, they needed to milk something.
Yes, that's exactly my point.
I think that a lot of us have questions about that guy, and it's the only way they were able to.
She gave us nothing. So you think because the daughter was on there, we was about to get some good juicy gossip. We ain't get shit.
I'm going to tell you.
She was a waste of time. Get her out of here.
When I heard him on the phone, I thought that sounds exactly like a guy
he
that did
went
something
back,
wrong.
I went back and forth. In the beginning, I said, I don't know. I said he did it. Then I said, I don't know. It gave me nothing.
When he said, I'm a little boy,
and then at the end, they literally, like, the FBI did their part, and he was let go. Okay. What are we doing here? So are we trying, as the Netflix people, are we trying to put it on this man? Because that's the only option we have other than her falling off?
I think that's part of what made it compelling to me is they didn't zero in on any one narrative. And they said, look, this is what we got. We don't know. Genuinely, we don't know.
Yeah,
we're going to present.
Which is why you didn't need 3 episodes. Exactly my point.
To the point, I actually thought we could have gotten more.
What the hell else would you have needed?
You brought up the $200,000. I think there are lots of things.
So that's my point. My point is there are things that they could have seat-filled that they didn't even do, but you still didn't need 3 episodes for that. The episodes itself was 40 minutes. You could have made 2 50-minute episodes, 35 to 40 minutes. Could have made 2 50-minute episodes, and but no. What Netflix gonna do? They gonna milk it to they can't milk it no more, honey. Adding a daughter, adding this, adding that. Now it's just like. Right.
Well, without the daughter, we don't get to hear from the guy. We don't get to hear from him.
And I got nothing from that either.
I understand, but I do still think in the point of storytelling and filmmaking, the idea that you're going to have the opportunity to hear from the guy that's at the center of the theory is absolutely something you got to do when you make a film.
Sure.
1,000% you got to do that.
So they couldn't get him, but we got the daughter to give us a 2-minute tidbit of basically him saying, yeah, I didn't do it. I left. I danced with girls all the time. Okay, I mean,
I'm just no, dude.
That part, I was a little. I'm a little boy.
A lot of men lie.
Again,
I feel
it
like
started
a lot of
off where I was like, he lied. He's lying, and then towards the bottom, I was like, I mean, he's not wrong in terms of like people in bands dance with people. I'm like, he ain't wrong there. So I don't really know where to go with this.
I'm just a little boy from Barbados. Get out of here.
Grenada, friend.
Yeah, Grenada.
He's a grown man. Like
he's just talking about his life story, how he got there.
Oh yeah, what does that have anything to do with what they were talking about?
He basically like, I ain't trying to mess up. I've come this far, and I ain't trying to like ruin all of what I've created for myself in order to, I guess, traffic this girl. Which
to me, that was a classic deflection. To me, that's a classic deflection.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. I can understand that logic behind it. I just kind of like, at first I was like, all right, he lied. Then I was like, I don't know, man.
He's just leaving shit out.
I was just like, I don't know.
But they put him on a polygraph, which, by the way, cannot hold up in federal court.
Right. Well, and they also said
he
it
was in the water.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. Like, a polygraph can actually not be admissible.
This is crazy. That's crazy.
Right? They call it a lie detector test.
It's very complicated, right? Like, you can't. You can use it. But presented as evidence, right?
But the evidence was inconclusive, so then it's like, he needed to probably do another one.
I don't know. I would have been the FBI. I'm throwing agents at every place they seen her. You're the FBI. I know you got the people.
They just don't care. And also, they kept saying because they're not in America. They
Right.
still have statutes.
Yeah, you can't just
Right.
go in wherever you want to
Yeah.
go.
Right.
It's a
We want
very
to arrest this
lengthy.
person.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
We want to interrogate every citizen of this country, and they're gonna be like, no, it doesn't work that way. I'm really bummed by this part, but the last part, the singular heel of the story, and now I got to start looking at him. Now I've got
Who?
some questions about him.
The director.
The cruise director.
Yeah.
The cruise director in the 3rd episode, you could already feel in the 1st episode, like, I don't know how I feel about this guy. So it turns out this guy sucks. Go ahead.
Being a proud Royal Caribbean employee, it was just kind
We
of
could have stopped
breaking
F
that we were accused of, either wrongdoing or not doing our job properly or not caring. And, we had a business to run. And it was a very unexpected happening. I've concluded that the conspiracy theories about Amy Bradley are BS. I think she jumped or fell off. And I just think it's grasping at straws. A family that is not facing reality. A family who cannot come to terms with the fact that their daughter's gone, looking for somebody to blame.
F
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
guy.
He was an asshole. He was a
F that. And we could have just stopped it as a proud Royal Caribbean. Get the entire fuck
And
out
that's
of
why
here.
they got him on there, right? So he could, like,
Oh,
be
100%.
he
Mr.
could-
Company
They struck
Man.
Yeah,
gold,
so he could
dude,
be
with that
company.
guy.
He could be a company man.
They were
Oh.
like, this guy's such a dick.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
and
you
and
need
he was
him
like,
on
he's
there.
so stupid. He's gonna ride for us.
Oh, God, F him.
And the documentary makers are eating it up because they're like, this guy is such a tool.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, you got yourself a heel. I hate him with every fiber of my being.
Yeah, he was
I
trash.
hate that guy so
Like,
much.
even if you say, I don't know what to believe all the stories made, do not come at the family, brother.
Right.
Do not call them any sort of, like,
Yeah,
belittle of
show an amount of
intelligence.
sympathy.
and-
Show any ounce of I really understand.
No,
my
he just wants to salsa
my
with old
theory
ladies.
is this, but I certainly understand what they're going through.
Yeah,
that
he
guy,
was extremely insensitive.
F him. All right, well, this will be interesting.
Yes, it will. Rita, you go first.
Book club scores on a scale of 1 to 10. Everybody dances with the bands. How many? Everybody dances with the bands. Bands that make her dance, I believe.
Yeah, this is a 5 for me.
Whew.
You lucky. I almost gave it a 4.5. I thought that the story itself was compelling. It's not the story. I think that Netflix they stretched it a little too much for me. They put too much water in it, and it was watered down. That's where I stand with that.
I felt that when I was like 3 episodes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just making
Look,
the
man,
point.
I
Like,
wasn't doing anything else.
it just, I just was like, I could have used that other hour and probably took a nap.
Damn.
That's really what I said.
Caleb?
Damn.
With that. Yeah.
It gets an 8 flat from me. Rita has rubbed off a little bit on me on the length
Oh,
of
you
it all.
it would have been higher for you before.
Just
It
a
would
little
have been
more
higher for me.
Well, I
it
needed
literally
more
would have
to-
been higher for me.
You got to justify it, right? Like,
Yes, thank you.
Rita came in
That's
here saying
my
they got
point.
scammed out of $200,000.
You ain't know that
Would
till
have
you.
loved to have known
Thank
that.
Yeah,
you.
I agree with that
That's all
part.
I'm saying.
I agree
But
with that part.
I
But
loved the ability to tell a story from, like you said, they covered a lot of different
Mhm.
hypotheses.
But what's the different ones? It's 3. She either killed herself, she either jumped out, or she was kidnapped.
Well, there's
only
a bunch.
3.
How does she get kidnapped?
But it's
and why would
sad.
she have
And why
jumped?
would
And
she
why
have
like they
jumped?
did. They covered
Well,
all of these.
That's why they
no,
brought in
we
her
got that.
ex-girlfriend,
Right.
Because
With-
they were like, "Oh, suicide." And they're like,
Suicide, right?
in the 3rd episode, they were like, "No," because 2 ex-partners were like, "That's not something." she
Yeah,
would
and
do."
that's
Yeah.
what that was another one when I was like, she pulled out that damn
Message in a bottle.
paper in the bottle, and I was like, girl, get the fuck out of here.
God.
I was like, all right.
God
damn.
I don't know if I
Rita-
should read this. Then she read
Rita's-
it, and I was
yeah,
like, girl.
yeah. That
Get outta
that was an
here.
awkward edit where she's like, I'm not really comfortable and then they got right to her reading it. They
I
did
was
her
like-
they did her a little dirty
I
there.
was
Like,
uh,
because I do genuinely believe that like there's a part of her that's just like this is weird, but like she
girl,
agreed to
it was
do it.
1998. It's 27 years later. Read that damn paper. Get out of here.
Reeta's all over it.
8 flat from me. I enjoyed it. I was on the edge of my seat.
I was incredibly compelled by this. This was an 8.75 for me. I was incredibly compelled. And in fact, I could have done another one.
Me too.
I could have done one more.
They
This
showed all
was
the rabbit
bad.
holes
To
people
show
went down.
what? To show what?
I've got to find her, Reeta.
That's the
I've
thing.
got to find her.
I absolutely came away from it. Like, I am ready to go help this family.
Yes.
And it
I am ready.
You would have gotten nothing.
I know
It
that.
doesn't matter.
That's
We got
the-
to find Amy.
I know.
I'm specifically talking about the documentary itself. I'm not talking about the story. I'm compelled by what has happened to this lady. That's another, then did they even mention, they kind of mentioned it at the end. That's another thing. See what I'm saying? Add me to help y'all. The girl was legalized dead in 2010. That was probably a footnote in there. I would have liked to have known what happened after that. Like, because they were still looking for this girl after 2010.
Who gets to make that decision? How does that work? Yeah.
How is it an open investigation?
Yeah,
if
right.
She's been,
Yep.
okay.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying.
That makes sense.
Look,
But
we all hear each other
anyway,
here.
yeah,
All right,
the story itself.
We don't even need to do a transition. We can just go right into our first Ravens topic because we got to speed up a little bit.
Yeah.
We can instead. The Ravens began training camp this week. A bunch of different sound bites that are getting played.
All this
I don't know how
garbage about
the other one. We can talk about it if we want to.
I ain't heard not one soundbite, friend. So I don't.
This
even know what
one
you're talking
is
about.
one that got some play this week.
Okay.
This was John Harbaugh going on
Oh,
Ryan Mink.
those.
Yeah, Ryan Mink and Garrett Downing's podcast, the Lounge, which is an internal.
Yes.
It's PR. It's not
Yes,
media.
Yes.
But I don't. It's not me taking a shot at those guys. They have jobs to do the same way that everybody else does. They did a thing with John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh was asked about the Super Bowl or bust narrative, and here's what John Harbaugh had to say.
all this garbage about do or die or about it's more about like bust, Super Bowl or bust, all that kind of stuff. It's just so phony. I mean, anybody that says something like that has never actually accomplished anything because they understand it's about process and it's about who you become. You want to win a championship, you got to become a champion. You got to be a champion. You got to do the things that champions do. And then you go in there and fight and you let the chips fly and see if you can win it. And that's what we've been doing. Our guys have been doing that at a championship level. We haven't won the championship yet. Okay? Is that going to be in our future? Who knows? No one knows the future. We're not given to know the future. Read your Bible, But we are given to take care of the day and today and what the moment and be in the moment and to take care of one another, have each other's back, share a vision, share an understanding, fight as hard as you can, for that vision, that understanding, for that brotherhood, for one another, and then, let the chips fly. And that's what our guys are going to do.
All right, your reaction.
I understand the premise. I don't like the overall statement. Does that make sense?
I think it's a right message, wrong messenger.
No, I would like you to elaborate a little bit.
Okay, so everything that he said, like, after the initial statement of, like, the people that
The media narrative
the
BS,
media narrative is BS. After that, the context of it is the part that I agree with, right? Like, yes, I mean, everybody is trying to come together, and it's really a lot of times it's one game at a time. But at the end of the day, Harbs, y'all are all playing for a Super Bowl. Like, the context was fine with me, but not in the context in which he used it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because he brought the bust term out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so he addressed it by basically refuting that, saying, like, no, it's not Super Bowl or bust. But that's the reality. Like, all
It's
NFL coaches
everybody's reality.
Every NFL team is trying to win the Super Bowl.
But and if I'm Stephen Shaddy, I'm confused. Like, what? Hey, come talk to me real quick. What did that mean to you? I'm trying to because I want a Super Bowl, and for you, it should be Super Bowl or bust. It should be Super Bowl.
We know it is for the
or bust
quarterback.
For you.
We know that.
I'm talking
Well,
about.
yeah,
I said
there's that
Harbaugh. I
standard.
said Harbaugh.
I know.
I'm talking to the manager. Okay, let me speak to Apple Pay. I was told by the manager at Apple Pay. Okay, well, he's the manager at Apple Pay. Okay, but now it's the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, the head coach, in my opinion, I understand you trying to. We are not your team. Okay, you can't rah-rah us. Okay, we are fans, media, whatever. So. You can't be saying that's stuff that you probably say in the locker room to your guys. It's one game. We work to build. We're building. But yeah, okay, cool. That's something that you say to them. You don't get to say that to us, particularly this particular franchise and this particular team post Lamar Jackson. You don't get to say that stuff to us, and for us to just be like, oh yeah, it should be the Super Bowl bust is BS. the hell it's not BS? That's what everybody should be striving for.
I'm in a weird place with this because I don't know what bust means when we say it that way, right? Like when we say Super Bowl or bust, like everything, nothing
Ricky
nothing
Bobby
mattered.
said if you're not
yeah,
first,
not
you're
first,
last.
you're last, right? That nothing.
Ricky, I was high when I said that.
It doesn't mean anything. You could be second,
Second,
you could
third.
be, yeah, right?
Look, all Ravens fans, that quote is for you.
That's correct. I'm in a weird place with this because I have discussed this. I know that I'd rather be the Baltimore Ravens than the Arizona Cardinals. I know that it is better to be competitive, for things to feel like they matter, for you to have memorable moments.
That's what I'm saying. I get all of that.
All of that stuff. And that in that way, this answer is the context is important. The context is what I felt sitting down watching a football game with my sons and how into it my sons are because they believe every year that the Ravens could win a Super Bowl. They've never seen that before in their life because they're younger than 12 years old. That stuff matters. Like, it matters that when we do an event, people want to come out to it because they love the team and they love the players. All of those things are relevant and can be felt. There is a wide gap between Super Bowl and bust.
I agree with that.
Bust.
Again, the context matters.
He's, to me, the wrong person to say that.
I just don't think any coach should say that, period.
That's probably true. I think that that's for me to say or you to say. We can be the ones that can say, hey, we know there's more to it.
Bingo.
The coach should always be the one who says, we are hell-bent. Everything in our power is about winning a Super Bowl. That's the only thing that matters to us. We want to win a Super Bowl. And that's where it comes off a little defensive. It comes off like John Harbaugh's feeling the wrath of there have been teams that have seemed like they're good enough to win a Super Bowl, and you haven't won one. Like they've had.
Well, where's the lie?
4 viable chances to win. Where the 19, 22, or 23, 24? I think those teams were viable Super Bowl teams. I think it'd be
19 wasn't.
I mean, the way they were playing in the regular season.
Yeah, but like that was in hindsight, we got to be honest about that team. They just weren't that good. You know, Seth Roberts and Willie Snead.
Well, that's a different. But they were mauling everyone. They were They were unbeatable.
They were. But when it came down to it, they were very young, and it showed.
I think it was likely they weren't going to win, but I don't think I could say they couldn't win. I think it was unlikely, and I understand the reason why you say that, but I don't think I could say they couldn't. The last 2 years, unquestionably,
1,000%.
they have been Super Bowl championship contenders.
1,000%.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
Those two teams have been Super Bowl championship contenders and haven't done it, and it feels like you're feeling that a little bit, so I want to deflect.
Yep.
And that's where I think the frustration comes from. The point is not wrong. Everything matters. It matters. We've all gone on the road. We've all gone to games. We've all had moments. Like, I get emotional thinking about my young son going to that ice thing last year and then being furious because Reeta wanted me to wash the stencil off my car, and he sat there and cried.
Yo, it was for 3 months.
When
don't blame me. It was literally springtime by the time that thing came off. That should have been. First of all, I don't even understand how it lasted
day
that long.
that I attempted to wash it off, my son exploded.
It was going to come off one way or the other side. Okay, but we are well into baseball season, son. We need to move along.
You need Reeta like a pocket Reeta to be like, son, I'm gonna have Reeta explain to you why
what's
this
going
is
on
happening.
here.
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Here you go, Reeta. Tell him why.
But all of that stuff is real, and all of it matters, and it's okay. I can say all of that, and anyone who does say Super Bowl or bust, I'm going to tell you no. I don't agree with you. That the stuff in between matters too. We all know. Like, in context, if the team's a 500 team every year, you're better off being 3-14 than being a 500 team because nothing good comes with being 500. There will never be anything good about that. But competing and being relevant and mattering and feeling life and seeing what it does to our city and all of those things, that stuff matters. And pretending like it doesn't is just nonsense bullshit that we spew. It matters. He's just not the guy that should be saying it.
Or any coach, for that matter.
Agreed. He just happens to be the one that we're,
I agree.
John Harbaugh's the wrong person to explain that. John Harbaugh's the one that every time he speaks, everything should be, you know what? That is the one thing. Everything that we do here is about that.
Thank you for articulating my point very well. Everything I was thinking, you said it.
There we go.
Thank you.
Look at how that worked out.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about the other one or not?
I don't care. He said it, not me. I didn't say it.
I mean, I told Glenn. It's just like,
What
dude,
are we talking about? What are we
His
specifying?
response to
I
Kyle
always
Goon's
support the
question about
That's what he said.
visiting the president.
Kyle Goon was he was gooning on the timeline.
Hey,
today.
yo.
Shout out to you, Kyle.
Hey, yo,
Yo.
did you see that new goon drop?
Yeah.
Kyle.
Wait a
Kyle,
second.
Kyle
man.
was gooning
But
on the timeline.
do you know
today.
how the young people
We've
use
talked about this. We had the
okay.
MMA fighter come on and or
Yeah.
not come on, but we did the story about how he
You-
stopped
you-
gooning. Remember that guy? That
Ye-
story? That's what gooning
Yeah,
means?
maybe we're not going to
Maybe
say
we're
that Kyle was gooning. Maybe we're not going to
I mean,
say that. part.
he was in.
All right.
If you, I'm sorry. I'm
I
an
know,
O-
we're
I'm a
using-
OG
you're
here.
using
I'm
gooning
using,
and it-
I'm
yeah,
using
yeah.
gooning it from an OG
Yes,
perspective.
correct.
You know.
The young people do not.
I know.
Do
okay, well,
not
I'm talking
approach
about
it
my
that way.
version, the Gen X version.
I'm so sorry,
Thank
Kyle,
you.
for what this has done.
Kyle, I don't. Because if this was 1998, you know exactly what
Yeah.
I would have been talking about. Thank you very much.
I'm going to say it as clear. I have part of it is I can say I have the privilege. I don't care. I don't care what John Harbaugh thinks about Donald Trump. I don't. I will never care. I'll never care about any of these things. I don't personally. I don't need the lecture either. You know what I mean? Like, I have no interest in that, but that's his right. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want to say. My beef is with anyone who thinks that it's a problem that Kyle Goon asked the question. Get the entire F out of here.
Yeah, it's his job to ask the question.
Yeah.
Like,
It's an
he did it.
extraordinarily relevant question.
Yeah.
And the way that he framed it was, I thought, particularly good because
John did not.
it was not as simple as,
Well, that's
hey,
not for him to
yeah,
decipher.
it's not. That's
well,
not.
he did get to say that. He said,
Right.
like
He
you said,
said it
everybody
because
has
he
the right
gets
to
the
say it.
answer.
He also
Yeah, he
has the
tried-
right to say
yes.
whatever he wants.
He
but
does, and he
deserves
can be wrong.
the criticism that follows.
Absolutely,
You are
100%.
Yeah,
not-
that's the way it works.
That's
right.
the way it works.
You get,
Look, there's gonna be a lot of people that are on the side of that man. Some of y'all favorite players are on the side of that man. It just is what it's gonna be, right? I think it's very funny when we decide to mingle politics and sports.
yes,
There's
who's
that.
allowed
Who's
to?
allowed
Who
do
has
that.
to stick to
Who's not,
sports and
yeah.
who doesn't?
This
Right.
is why it is problematic for me, Glenn, because Kyle's question was perfect in the sense of the fact that he brought up Mr. President talking very harshly about the city of Baltimore.
Yep.
And as a man that, from a sports perspective, represents says city,
Took the words out of my mouth.
I do have a problem with that. I do. He was blushing talking about this man. Yeah, and look, I know it's asking a lot to expect, coaches or players to have a resignation with the city in which that they're playing. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, or whatever. But clearly, in this instance, his admiration for that man supersedes how he feels about this city.
Yep.
Because if it didn't, he wouldn't have been there,
And
and
he
that's
wouldn't
where I
have said
stand. And he
anything
would,
about it.
or when Kyle asked you, you wouldn't have felt some type of way of trying to rephrase how that question should have came out. Kyle's question was 100% valid, and I do think that when you do stuff like that, people have the right to ask you, well, what was you doing down there?
And I think that's the disappointing part to me is because he was so defensive about the question, he didn't consider
We've used that
how,
word like 4 times today for him alone.
Yeah, and he didn't consider how Kyle was asking the question. And all he heard was
How dare you go.
President Trump. He didn't hear, and that kind of speaks to him. He never really was concerned about anything that Donald Trump has ever said about the city of Baltimore. That doesn't
He
affect him in any
Didn't
way.
even address it.
Right. That was what Kyle was trying to ask is, hey, does that not, hit you in a way? As someone who's been living here for a very long time now, like John Harbaugh's been in the city for
Almost
damn near
20
2
years.
decades,
Yep.
right? Like, yeah, he doesn't live in the city,
But in
right.
city limits.
Correct.
He lives within city limits.
But like that part of it is really compelling. Does that not matter to you? Did you not think about it? Like maybe if you have
And
an
he-
audience,
clearly he didn't.
right? If you have an
Clearly.
audience with the president, is that something that maybe you'd want to address?
I think that's
While
probably
you're-
where a lot of disgruntledness comes from. Like, hey, man, you represent
Right.
the city of Baltimore sports team, and to in effect, the city of Baltimore. We would have liked you to use your standing to maybe address that with your.
And he wasn't thinking about us in the first or the least or,
Mhm.
No,
or
he
the
was
last.
blushing.
He don't care. Whatever his agenda was to be there was and that's his right. He can do whatever he wants, particularly in the off season. But my thing is that I want somebody that's gonna be here. We're already a city that we feel like we're overlooked or we're bashed unfairly by a lot of people that don't live here, right? There's a lot of truths to here in the city, but there's a lot of growth that's come too. And so for you to be who you are in terms of you're John
Stature,
Harbaugh, yes,
yep.
you're the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, and you not going there and not one time thinking like, you know, he said so many bad things, and then when it was brought up for you to just ignore it, to me, is gross. And I don't respect that. I'm not saying I don't respect Harbaugh as a person. I don't know him personally to respect him as a person. I'm specifically saying in that moment and what he did, going there and being a part of something, but completely ignoring Kyle, who has a valid question about how this president has treated this city, I don't respect it. And I mean, that's just where I stand with it. There's a lot of people that was like, that's why I don't really, rock with the rate. Look, again, you got players that's out here that's gonna
if you're looking for something that's going to reflect everything that you
it's
believe,
just not.
you're
It's
never,
not gonna. It's just never gonna
You're
happen.
never gonna get there.
Yeah, you're never gonna.
Ever
You gotta
going
just
to get
accept
there.
people got different views than you, and sometimes I didn't say. And look, who do you resonate yourself? You just don't like sports at all,
Or anything.
I promise you, in every single avenue is gonna be somebody that
You're-
supports that person.
You're going to find out that one of your favorite musicians does not agree with you.
1,000%.
It's going to break your heart.
1,000%.
But it's the way it's going to go. This
Who
is
you telling? Who you telling? You know what's under here?
What?
It's a tattoo of a DJ I saw 17 times.
And
then found out he liked 17-year-old girls exclusively.
See what I'm saying?
Don't get a
by the way,
tattoo,
some people are finding that out about their favorite president in the moment. Some people are
finding that out.
right now, right?
And all I gotta
Like,
say is the ink can cover up whatever mistake you made.
There's
Very
that.
true. Very
There
true.
is
Very
that.
true.
All right, let's do this.
I'm tired.
I'm tired of that damn bread.
This is actually, by the way, this is part of the show at the Baltimore Improv Group on Saturday. Is how Reeta, they asked us about like our favorite and our least favorite segments.
Oh yeah, this was your least favorite segment.
And Reeta was just like,
I almost said, well, Glenn, you gotta get out of here. Do you want to skip? I'm tired.
You want me to just do one real quick?
I got one. But
Okay,
go ahead.
I was gonna.
Is it funny?
Yeah, it's somewhat funny.
You go ahead.
It's funny. I'm tired of the concept of Las Vegas. I'm excited about going. We're gonna have fun. I'm going out to see my buddy Aaron. I've got literally close family that lives out there. First cousins, aunts,
Me
uncles.
too. In a few years, I'll be.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be going out to see Reeta in a few years when Reeta moves out to Vegas. When I lived in Phoenix, I went to Vegas every.
How far is Vegas from Phoenix?
About four-ish hours.
In a car.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
And I would always go.
45-minute flight.
I would always go
$50 round trip.
Yeah, I would go late Friday night. Like I would let everything die down, and then I would like leave at 8:30, and I could be in by midnight. Like I was flying, but like I could do it. I'm happy to go. We're gonna be doing shows at the Circa. I'm going to see the Backstreet Boys on Sunday night at the Sphere. I've never been to the Sphere. I'm very.
Who you seen at the Sphere?
Everybody.
That way. Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. Yeah, dude.
Tell
Yeah,
me
at
why.
the Sphere.
So hype.
I'm really excited, bro.
The
I'm
shit-eating grin on
like,
your face
I'm
right now,
really.
brother.
I've never been to the Sphere. I would have gone to see
I've
anybody
never
at
been
the
to the
Sphere
Sphere either,
just because I
but-
want to go to the Sphere.
Yeah.
But like, I will sing along to every Backstreet Boys song. I will
too.
sing along to
Me
every
too.
freaking song. I'm
Me
gonna have the
too.
time of my life.
Speaking, look, quite frankly, a group that I would love to get away from because they was singing at somebody's inauguration. But guess what? I'm gonna keep singing them songs. I'm gonna keep singing them songs though.
I just can't.
Like you said, you can't get away from.
It's the way it goes,
It's just
right?
the way. Look, you can't get away from everything, and I'm gonna sing. I want it that way to the top of my
I'm telling you, that does not mean
Or
that.
show me the meaning of being lonely.
Show me the meaning of being lonely.
Yes, tell me
It-
why.
I had an I'm tired. I am now tired of you two's
Well, Reeta can
infatuation.
Rita can sing. So
I don't
that's
give a
like-
shit about the singing.
Oh.
I'm talking about your infatuation.
Oh,
with
you
this
don't know.
girl.
You weren't outside then, so you're not the right
You was
person
a
to talk
baby.
about it.
You weren't there.
This was a cultural moment that was occurring with the Backstreet Boys. It doesn't matter how you feel about boy bands. It doesn't. There was a cultural moment occurring there. Merman. Here's my problem. I got to pack. I got to go to Vegas, right?
Okay.
The problem with Vegas is you're gonna need to pack some jackets, maybe some ties, maybe some nice shoes, maybe some like. I can't just go. You know who I want to be homeless chic. That's who I am, right? Like I want to go, and you can't do that in Vegas. I apparently for the Backstreet Boys show we have to wear all white. All white for the Backstreet.
Frankie Beverly
Rita,
did it first.
I
Now,
don't know.
now.
I'm not involved, but I also didn't pay for the tickets. I didn't get the tickets. I am going on
Biting off
somebody
of Frankie
else's
Beverly.
dime and apparently sitting in somebody else's suite. I am
Ooh.
allegedly. We'll see, but I have to do.
come?
You know who else is in Vegas this weekend?
Who?
I might be going.
Where?
Your girl. Your
Oh,
close personal
Beyonce.
friend.
My best friend,
No.
Beyonce.
At the Sphere?
Beyonce
Nah,
is at the
she's-
stadium.
She's at the stadium.
She's at the stadium in Vegas.
Are you going to catch the
Ticket
tour?
prices are a little outrageous.
Yeah, but you just gotta wait till the day of.
That's
then
what
you
we're
gotta
gonna
bring silver.
So what we kind of decided is Saturday we're either gonna go to Beyonce or we're gonna go see Kelly Clarkson. Now, whoa. We're not gonna disparage Kelly Clarkson. That girl can sing.
I didn't
That girl
say-
can sing.
I didn't
Now I'm not
say
trying to
that.
compare the two
Wait,
and say.
wait a
Experience.
minute,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm not.
The experiment.
I'm not trying to say
experience ain't
that.
even the
I
same.
agree with that part. I agree wholeheartedly
I'm
with
paying
that.
good money to go see Beyonce.
I'm saying I'm balling on a budget over
I
here.
get it, but if you do get
I'm-
a chance to see Beyonce, we have to talk.
I've
about it.
also seen Beyonce a few times.
No, but now. But
I get.
now,
I have
like
no doubt.
now.
I have no doubt that it's incredible. And again, if the prices work out, that's what we're going to be doing on Saturday.
Okay.
We're doing one or the other, depending on what them numbers look like and balling on a budget.
Okay.
So I'm excited about all that. But dressing, and packing, I just want to be able to throw the same couple of clothes that I like to wear all the time into a bag. And I'm literally on the phone with my buddy the other night, and he's like, I said, dude, I probably need to bring a jacket and a tie. And at first he's like, nah, well, yeah,
Why
maybe
y'all going
you
for
want
jackets and ties.
because he is a higher up at the casino that we're staying at, so
You can't look like this.
yeah, like
Damn.
yeah.
You already don't like to be told what to wear.
I
you know that.
I hate it. I hate it.
Wait. Does he hate being told what to wear by a woman or a man?
This is very true. And is the woman specifically his wife?
I left that at woman
Particularly hate that part. You're right about that.
because I hate when women come in.
Oh,
Like I have people
God.
come over and they're like, "Your apartment needs this. Your apartment needs this." I'm
No,
like,
you
"Get
know
out!"
what I really hate is when she thinks I'm 6. Like when she's like, so what are you planning on wearing tonight? Like I know where I'm going. I know
Pick out
what
your
I need.
outfit- Pick out your outfit,
Again,
Glenn.
I'm gonna take these clothes to Vegas because I know I need to. And in the same way, when we went to that place that cost me $1,000 for anniversary dinner, I knew how I needed to dress. I know what I need to do. Today, when I'm just sitting in a room with my friends, I don't need to be dressed like that. So people think like, oh, this is just how Glenn dresses. No, it's how I dress when I don't need to wear something.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm an adult. I am capable of dressing myself.
Okay.
Yes, you are, Glenn.
I just don't want to. I just don't like doing it.
Rita,
and that's
who
what
you
I'm tired of.
Besides Glenn.
Real quick, because I know we're stressed for time. I'm tired of when people die. And I tweeted this. When people die, you people, and that is very generic. It is not race specific. It is not gender specific. It could be just you.
Thought you meant podcasters.
Yeah, it's not. It's not anybody. You people tend to try to tell somebody how they are able to remember someone's legacy. You don't get to tell people how to remember someone's legacy.
I know that's right, brother.
Okay, so that young man, that old man died, that you just pretended to be. And, you know, the floodgates opened today in terms of, like, what his legacy has been, particularly the last few decades. And people are upset about it. And if he cared about what his legacy would have been like, he would have been a better human being.
That's perfect.
I mean, like, literally, I am going to remember someone how they wanted me to remember them. If you want to remember someone as being one of your favorite wrestlers growing up, that is completely fine. I have no issue with that. If I choose not to see him that way, guess what? That is completely fine. You want to know why? Because it's true.
That's also true. Mhm.
Because it's true,
Mhm.
you know? And so maybe if it doesn't affect you, it's easy for you to ignore those things because, yes, we're all not perfect. None of us are perfect. But what we're not going to do is act like me and Hulk Hogan was on the same page. I wasn't going around calling people derogatory names publicly, privately, whatever. I wasn't discriminating against non-white people to work business for me. I'm not perfect, but I am a compassionate, empathetic, good human being. And my legacy, that is what I hope that y'all remember of me. And if you're the one person that I cussed out when I was 12 or 13 because I was learning cuss words, and you want to be like, well, she cussed me the fuck out, excuse my French, and when we was 12 and I don't like her. Guess what? That's my legacy to you. I can't tell you how to feel, right? But what I can try to do is to be the best person that I can be. When somebody doesn't want to be the best person that they can be, we are allowed to call said thing out when it comes to their legacy. And I'm tired of y'all trying to police people about that. You don't get to tell people how to remember somebody. You can remember somebody however you like. I can remember somebody however I like, because that's the life we choose to live.
I'm sorry that Glenn and I both dropped the ball. You are perfect, Rita.
Whatever.
To me, you are perfect.
Well, thank you, friends.
No, Rita, look, this is incredibly. There's so many layers to this conversation, right?
It is, but it's simple too.
And I said something. I said a tweet out, because what I say is he was a deeply flawed
Yes.
human being, and I would never attempt to whitewash any of that. Like, he was a bad person. I also remember what it was like when I was a kid, and I watched Hulk
Completely
Hogan slam
understandable.
Andre the Giant, and
Yes.
that doesn't mean that I say Hulk Hogan was great.
Yes.
It means that those feelings are also still real to me. Like, that still, I remember that. It was a major moment in my life as a small child.
Same.
And I will always have some feeling towards it. But I don't use that to say, boy, this guy was a great guy. He sure as F was not.
No. There's plenty of evidence.
He was an awful human being.
Awful human being. And again, I don't have a problem with childhood Glenn saying, oh my God, somebody from my childhood that I loved growing up died. That's what people, that's fine, right? And I'm not knocking you or anyone that does that. That doesn't mean that you are accepting of him as who he was as a person. It's
Correct.
just you remember a time when it felt like there was some positivity there, and he gave you a feeling because he was one of the most famous wrestlers in the world.
I do everything in my power to not listen to R. Kelly, for example, right? Like, that doesn't do anything. Like, my protest does nothing. But I do everything in my power to say, like, I don't need to. I don't need to do that. And yet, inevitably, we play Monday Night Trivia, and I swear to God, this girl always
everybody plays it. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
The Ignition remix is always, and if you think for a second that every time it comes on, I don't find myself being 16 years old again, or 14 or 15 or whatever the hell I was, when it was the hottest song on the face of the planet, where everybody was singing along to it, regardless of age, gender, background, whatever. I absolutely have those moments where it comes back to me and I say, like, God, what a time that was in my life. Like, how much fun were we having? And I escape from it for a second, and then I remind myself, like, right, oh no, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
It's always forever going to be complicated. The person versus the art versus all of that.
And if you choose to not accept the art because of the person, that's okay too. Like, I get it, right? Like, all these people are flawed human beings, right? Because people are like, oh, well, you listen to James Brown did this. Oh, you listen to Marvin Gaye did this. And so I get it. And as human beings, it is hard to just cancel out everyone because of their flaws, right? I posted a picture of Jim Brown recently because a girl that I was friends with posted a picture of Jim Brown. It was from a Ray Lewis event from 2010. And she was like, do you remember this night? And it was her and Jim Brown. I said, yes, I took a picture with him too. And then I posted the picture with Jim Brown. Here comes somebody. Oh, yeah, because here comes somebody posting, a woman beater and all of this stuff. And listen, I don't know who you think I am. First of all, it was Saturday. You needed to go touch grass, okay? And stop worried about what the fuck I got going on. But also, my thing is this. I am very well aware of Jim Brown's discretions. And by the time Jim Brown died, I said I was on F Jim Brown. Okay? You can search my timeline. F Jim Brown. I didn't give a damn about Jim Brown because what he used to be and what he stood for and who he became was not the same person. I was just simply posting a picture because the girl posted the picture first.
I did the same
and
thing,
I was just like, but that's what I'm saying. It does get complicated sometimes. And if you choose to not rock with this person for this reason, if that's your line, everybody's line is different.
I think it's a really
if your line is your line,
boy,
and
that's
my
a
line
really
is my line, it is what it is.
That conversation entirely is really weird, right? I remember one time somebody was talking. I think there's a lot of people that want attention and do it in a gross way.
1,000%.
Right? I think there are some people that genuinely feel like, dude, I'm going through something and I had this experience with this person and I want to share about it and all of that. And it is an incredibly complicated. I think we all come down with this tribal group think, right? Like somebody passes away and you're like, dude, it's not about you. That guy sucked, right? But for whoever it is that posted their picture today with Hulk Hogan from when they were 16, what that means for them is different perhaps than what you're feeling.
And so this is why my timeline is mine and your timeline is yours. What I'm not going to do is police people and go to their pictures and stuff and be like, how could you do this? Da, 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 da. I don't care. I know how I feel about him.
Do you remember the story of Chris Benoit? Do you remember?
Of course.
So like a year before that, straight shoot, Ed Norris and I went out with Chris Benoit.
I remember you saying it was a great time.
We could not have had a better time hanging out and we went to Hard Rock, and then I don't remember where we went after that. We had an amazing time hanging out with Chris Benoit, and I posted a picture of us hanging out with Chris Benoit before, obviously, he had murdered his family. And then after it happened, someone in my professional life reached out to me admonishing me. How dare you have a picture on I don't even know if it might have been MySpace at that time. I don't even know, right? Like, and it was just unbelievable to me because I'm like, dude, that's a picture from a year ago when we went out and had a great time hanging out with somebody who
you ain't know he was doing all of that.
He didn't come out with us and say like, hey, I'm going to kill my family.
Guys want to go out?
Yeah, right? Like, it didn't go like that. But I had someone in my professional life who was just, like, scrolling through my social and came and was like, I can't believe you would do that. Looking for clout. I'm like, what the? It's unbelievable,
We all
man.
know Glenn chases
Unbelievable.
clout. Yeah. We all know
Yeah,
Glenn's
big
clout
clout guy.
Huge clout
big
chaser.
Clout guy.
All right, what do you want to do?
I was going to say, do you want to squeeze in a quick I'm tired? Do you have something?
I mean, I'm always tired of MDOT and State Highway
Oh,
Administration.
you're still,
yeah,
that continues. That is ongoing.
It got worse.
Oh, God.
No.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we
God.
can
no.
just let that
We'll
lie.
hold that for next
Why don't you
week.
roll the other thing onto the wheel?
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Here
We just
go.
roll it
Let me
onto the wheel. Very
Yes.
good. And we can do whatever you want to do. It's time for America's fastest growing game show. Spin the wheel!
Why would you make me do this like a snake?
Hey, but so that I don't forget it at the end, go see Caleb. Go see Caleb.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing this. Hold on.
Go. I'm
Yeah,
going to be
just
in
see this.
Vegas, and I feel terrible.
I'm DJing
Yes.
at Royal Blue.
Yes, tomorrow. Well,
Whenever
Friday.
you're listening to
Friday,
this,
July
Friday,
25th.
Yeah. should be
Royal
fun.
Blue on Maryland Avenue.
Can you give us an idea of when you think you're going to be on?
Oh, I know. It's either 10 or 10:30.
Okay.
Sounds late.
Girl, I'm fighting to play later.
Caleb was looking for the 1:30 show.
Well, no.
He wanted to get the Lauren Hill at Estes
Look,
Fest.
man. Look, man. I wanted to send a video to my boy. You know, we met up before the improv thing, and
It's a cool place.
I went back afterwards to grab a drink, and it was around 9:15, which is when my friend is supposed to start playing. And I wanted to take a video and send it to him, and be like, I don't think you want to play at 9:15, brother. There are more people in the restaurant than there were on the dance floor.
You got to make them go over there. to
I
the other
asked him,
side.
I'm like, dude, we're getting off topic here. I'm like, when was the last time you went to Blue at 10 o'clock at night? And he's like, never.
This
I'm like,
is
exactly.
I need you to know. I feel terrible. If I was in town, and
I might
this,
come.
You
if
know,
I'm
this
up.
is not my scene at all.
Right.
But I would go.
Do you think this is
I'm
mine?
not definitely not Rita's scene, no doubt. And I promise you, I will make it up to you, and I will come out, and I will see you.
Well, if I don't come that week, when Glenn goes,
Yeah.
we will go together so then I can have, because
I-
I might be solo. I don't know if I can get somebody to come out with me.
We're
you
doing,
know?
so the guy after me is doing Baltimore Club. So.
Ooh. I might have to come.
All right.
All right.
The guy before me is dripping a little bit.
But I
in
mean,
there,
I
the
still
guy
be
behind-
tired. I just want to be clear. Like,
Girl,
I still
they make
be
espresso
sleepy.
martinis.
Oh,
Come
wait, I'm
on.
going to the baseball game, so I might be. I forgot.
Oh, nice.
So I'll
You
be
gotta get
up.
the hat.
Is that tomorrow?
Floppy hat, yeah, it is
Yeah,
floppy
that's
hat,
the floppy
yeah,
hat.
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know if you're
I
gonna get there in
know.
time because that's one of those
I'm
ones you
going
got.
'cause somebody
You
gave
got to
me
get.
some free
You got to get there
tickets.
hours ahead of time. on
Oh, you know
floppy
I
hat
ain't doing
night.
that no
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
I did my Hawaiian shirt,
Good for
and
you.
I'm not doing
All right.
that no more.
What's on the wheel?
It's hot in here.
It is. I said that earlier, and Kayla was like, "I don't think so."
I keep my apartment at 76, so
What's wrong with you?
I live alone.
Hey, are you okay?
No. One high-profile NFL deal was taken care of this week.
By the way, and this is that was therapy for the week.
Went right on
He
ahead.
said no.
That's
asking.
as much therapy as we're doing.
The Steelers inked T.J. Watt to a 3-year, $123 million extension, the highest per-year average for a non-quarterback. Attention is now shifted to Micah Parsons, who reported to camp but isn't practicing, apparently due to a back issue. And to Cincinnati, where Trey Hendrickson left Ohio altogether. and first-round pick Shamar Stewart remains unsigned. That's a lot of names going on.
Yo, what the hell is there? Like, what are they thinking in Cincinnati? Like,
they're not. They don't want to pay anybody. That's what they're thinking.
But,
Mike
like,
Brown, he literally
the players
came
don't
out.
walk to the practice stadium no more, so they're like, "Oh, we did our job."
They still charge you for dinner.
Yes, they do. And
Do you know that?
yes,
Still,
yes,
after
Still.
coming in last like 3 years ago, in
They
dining.
still.
yes.
Well, if you want to stay for dinner, which is again like you're not at work at that time of day, but every other team wants their players in the building as much as they can possibly have them because their theory is if you're in the building, then you're not doing things that we
You're
don't
not in
want
trouble.
you to be doing. If you're in the building, then you're not eating crap fast food somewhere. You're eating
Or go getting wings at my favorite spot.
like all of that type of stuff. The Cincinnati Bengals are like, yo, get the F out. Like, them doors, you want to have dinner here? Fine, you pay. Like
Cardinals too, I think. Mike Brown goes on record and is like, well, if somebody goes to jail, I don't want to pay him. And so I'm like Googling this kid. I'm like, well, did he go to jail? Did I miss something? Like, was the kid arrested? Did I miss? Like, where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? And so, look, they don't want to pay nobody. It's good for the Ravens. That's how I see it. People keep saying, because the Stewart kid, he doesn't have to, he can re-enlist himself in the draft.
The wild part is apparently he could actually play at Texas A&M this year.
That's what I'm saying. He can play, he can go back to college, and he can re-enlist himself into the NFL.
And now in this world where you can make NIL money, like
I mean, it ain't a bad idea. My thing
it's
is
crazy.
That, and so people are like, oh, the owners are probably gonna side with Mike Brown. No, he's the only one that has this.
Well, it's a very unique like poison pill they're trying to put in
they're
about
trying to
like
put in his contract. Yeah.
about specific guaranteed money in like the second year
Correct.
or something like that like no one has ever
So
had.
why do you think they're gonna have Mike Brown's back if he's the only one that's doing that to
Well,
begin
I'm
with?
sure they would love if it worked. Like if Mike Brown,
It ain't working.
If Mike Brown could get Shamar Stewart to sign the deal, and then they next year were like, well, we're going to try to do the same thing with our guys, and if they're just willing to sign the deal, then I'm sure they'd be thrilled with it. But Shamar Stewart's like, nah, I'm good, dude.
Yes,
you ain't
exactly.
You ain't
So-
playing this game with me.
So my thing is like they're like, oh, he's not gonna get drafted. I'm like, listen, anybody with talent is getting drafted. I don't care. Tyreek Hill was out here punching baby mamas in the stomach, okay, and still got drafted. Now, did he get drafted low? Aaron Hernandez was killing people and still got drafted. People gonna get drafted, okay? If you got talent, you're getting drafted. Now, you might get drafted low because you're a liability, but you're getting drafted if you got talent. You're not telling me a first-round talent is not getting drafted if he goes back into the draft. He might go in the third round this time, make him suffer, but he's getting drafted.
Well, if he has a big season, he's not. Like that's only if something goes wrong when he goes back to school,
Yeah.
right? Like if he
Facts.
gets hurt, something along those lines.
That's correct.
It's insane. It's insane what they're doing. And there's a part of me that wants to be like, maybe they just realize we're not gonna. We had Trey Hendrickson and we had a crap defense. So who cares if we have Trey Hendrickson?
I mean,
Like our defense is just gonna suck one way or the other.
Just trade him.
I don't disagree with that.
You
I
know,
don't
I
know what's
made
going
a
on.
out-of-pocket $20 bet with one of my Pittsburgh Steelers friends this week.
Okay.
And you guys know I'm not like a diehard Ravens fan. Like I like to be impartial.
Go ahead, say that. No, you can say what you really are.
I bet
Caleb
him,
is a fan of another team.
I bet him that any other AFC North team would win the division.
Then
Anybody but the
then the
Steelers.
Steelers?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And he gave he
What is
gave-
he doing?
I said, bro, that is free money. Thank you.
I mean, look, is
Thank
there
you.
some world where like every other quarterback gets hurt and
Yes.
like the Steelers just
Do you
win
know
the
how much?
division?
I'm like, this would be the hardest $20 to give him if like Joe Burrow and Lamar just like get really hurt this season. Yeah,
Yeah.
We are
knock on
not.
wood.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Not gonna
We're
win.
knocking
All
on
right,
wood.
Back to the wheel. I'm trying to see if you. I don't know if I could do like a wheel voice, but that's what I think the wheel sounds like.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound any type of way except
All
perfect, Glenn.
Fair enough.
On
Correct.
Saturday night's WNBA All-Star Game, players wore a pregame shirt that read, "Pay us what you owe us." And the internet and general public responded quite normally and not at all like super weirdos.
That's what I appreciate about the internet and the general public.
They're very normal, right? They don't give Reeta a hard time about who she takes photos with.
Yeah.
Like, they respond normally.
Well, and what
to
I love too
market
is
share.
they're all obviously they're all very educated about the topic. Like they all know a great deal about how the finances work in the WNBA. Like
That's why they wore "Pay us
they're
what you owe us," not "Pay us $100 million." Right? Like that's not what the shirt said. Like, oh my God, I felt like it was just such a redundant topic. Like you, one, can't read, and two, don't understand the topic.
Well, they don't want to. Like, it's not even about, like, they have no interest in that. They have no interest in actually having a legitimate conversation about the topic. They just want to fight. There was some other bizarre, what was the other, Kelsey Plum said something like, as a joke, that
about Caitlin, about the team Clark.
About the other team not being up for me, which she was clearly alluding to the idea that they were like part. I don't know if you all saw, WNBA All-Star Weekend was a hell of a party for these girls.
Yeah, because they made Indianapolis look like.
Yeah, like it was like things happened there. And so she was clearly joking about like, hey, this morning we all had a meeting with the commissioner, and then she made like a side. None of Team Clark didn't say like, oh, and the only person that didn't show up was Caitlin Clark. She just made a joke, and then of course that became
a big thing.
This is proof they all hate Caitlin. Like what the?
At some point, and it's probably happening now, I think the women in the WNBA are just having fun with you, dude. Like, they're just stirring the pot.
Oh, there might be some of that for sure.
Because,
100%,
they all know they're in on the joke.
Right.
Right? Like that little slide remark was not a cut at Caitlin. It's Caitlin probably in on it, being like, they're going to talk about that shit for 3 weeks.
Exactly.
You know, like, and they got bigger fish to fry than what the media's talking about with them. Like, literally this. Pay us what you owe us. Like, they have a negotiation in hand. Like, they got bigger fish to fry than what some dude on Twitter says.
Look, all the men's was upset about it, and you know.
Well, and a specific type of women, a specific type of women.
I agree, but this is what happens, and this is obviously with women. It's going to be more. You're going to see more bigots, and again, you know, that could be men or women. But I think in just general, like with sports, people tend to get real like snooty when it comes to stuff like this, like. Well, they already get paid lots of money, but in the WNBA they don't. So
they don't.
Let's not.
They literally make less.
There's a reason why Brittany Griner was willing to go to Russia, where she might be thrown into the gulag.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Because they're not making that much money in the WNBA, and she's one of the bigger stars and more known commodities that existed in that league.
1,000%. So yeah, it went the way that we thought it was gonna go, and I made sure I ignored majority of it because.
Y'all ain't saying anything. You're not saying anything.
No.
You're just boring. You're just boring. You want to give it one more spin?
And stupid, by the way.
No, let's just get in. Let's
wrap it.
I'm into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go get the thing.
Oh, you gotta get the thing. Well, we'll just let this hang then.
Okay. All right. Listen. Well, what we were supposed to be talking about was Orioles trade deadline.
Yes, this is the last show.
Do you
before
care?
The deadline. Of course I do.
Okay.
Because
who's leaving?
They suck.
Who's leaving?
Literally. How about I tell you this? The 3 people I don't want to leave.
Okay.
Westberg, Holiday, Gunner.
Everybody else can go.
Every single other person can go.
Damn, Batista too? I'm not leaving. No.
I don't think 2026 is the window. I think that ship has gone. Like, the team that I'm seeing now, even the core, like Gunner and Adley and Westberg.
Adley's not my core.
See,
it might be y'all's core, but he ain't mine.
He was at one point, right?
Yes, he was. I mean, we're not going to act like we did not think that he was a cornerstone because he started the turnaround of what this team became.
Yes.
So this is not me not acknowledging that. I no longer view him
as one of the core.
As a core.
Yeah, so, I mean, who do I think is going to survive, like, from the Orioles that we all know and love, like, long term? For some reason, I think Urias stays. I really hope he doesn't. I'm the number one Urias hater.
I think they're dealing.
I would too. I'm trying to think about who stays.
Well, so we real quick. He said he wants everybody but the 3 core gone.
And my core is.
Well, I mean, they're not trading.
Holiday,
as I said, they're not trading Adley now. If they trade Adley,
there's no value.
No.
Like, they would have to. Ken Rosenthal brought this up the other day. Like, could they, if he has a strong close to the season, could they trade him in the offseason? I guess, but that's. If he has a strong close to the season, why are you trading him?
Right. Well,
like,
because you have more catcher in the wings.
Yeah, but not like no one thinks Samuel Basayo's really a catcher. They think he's a guy who plays catcher that's really a first baseman.
Okay.
So the guys that are following are still years down the road. So I don't know. I would have been interested in what you could have gotten for Felix Bautista. They're not trading him.
I'm not interested.
He's hurt now.
I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
But
good. I'm glad. I don't like to wish injuries on nobody, but it
Uncle
came
Charlie's
at the right time.
Came
at the right time.
It's such a
they may have done that
conversation.
I was wondering that too, friend.
I
Thought about that.
Did you play the song already?
It's being played now.
Sorry, I didn't take my I took my headphones off.
He's got mad hat hair. Look at him.
I do.
Take a shower before you get on the plane, man.
You know he ain't stinking ass.
Oh no, he's gonna look just like that.
What?
Little bum ass going.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a haircut today, and it didn't happen. So
Guess you get the haircut.
what do you think a
in
haircut
Vegas.
would cost me in Las Vegas? What do you think it would cost me if I try to get a haircut at the casino?
Probably what I usually play. I go to a salon, so
I think it's gonna cost easily $100.
$100.
You got it,
It's
rich
Vegas,
man.
baby. All right, now I went to the
You
store.
get frosted strawberry first and foremost.
Jesus
Let him
Christ!
get to the story.
I wanted to get the real flavor. I wanted to get brown sugar cinnamon.
And I
That's
said,
what
this
I
is
went
the real
for.
flavor. And I said,
I
brown sugar
got-
cinnamon is the worst Pop-Tart.
I looked up
Thank you.
these frozen Pop-Tarts. There's these Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches. I've been getting a lot of attention the last couple of weeks. So I looked up where to go to get them. There's only one store that you can get them at.
Okay.
It's the big one. It's Walmart. That's the only place you can go. So I look up today. Do they have the brown sugar cinnamon? They have them. Do they have the? Because I was gonna get both. I was gonna get the brown sugar cinnamon and I was gonna get the frosted strawberry.
Okay.
They said they had both of them. I get to the store. The only ones they have are the crap chocolate fudge.
He literally
Now,
says,
I'm
hate
around
the way
two
you're
people that
describing
swear they up and down about how much
I
they
don't,
love chocolate.
I know. I never said that. I
You
never.
love
said-
chocolate.
I love caramel.
Okay.
That's the part that you don't get. And so this is this is my crossroad here because I do not love fudge.
The
I don't know how this is gonna work,
The
friend.
idea
You know,
is
you-
it's an ice cream sandwich, but essentially the sandwich part is
Ice cream.
Pop-Tart. Like that's the concept.
Ice cream.
And I think it should work. I just think this is a terrible flavor for attempting it. I would like to know what it felt like with the real flavors.
I literally have
If-
this flavor at my house, so I'm
You're a
so
psycho.
ecstatic.
I mean, it
If-
smells frosty-ish,
if
so I might.
you-
So I do
If
like
you
frosty.
see the good flavors at a neighborhood Walmart of yours, please let me know.
Okay.
And
I'll-
I
or
will
I'll get
try
it. Just
for
get it.
yeah. I will try for the next time we do this. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know, friends.
Mmm.
It's cold.
Good.
Wait, it's cold.
Yeah, they gotta be.
They're ice
I
cream
know
sandwiches.
my, and
What
my
do you?
teeth.
Oh, your teeth.
You want them to be warmed up?
No, I was just saying my teeth was like, hey.
She got sensitive teeth.
I can't decide how I feel about these.
Same.
I'm gonna try one more bite. That's it. Caleb, you want to eat from the other side of that?
No. 29-year-old Caleb would. 30-year-old
Well,
Caleb.
yeah, now you've moved on in your life.
It's not going that great.
I don't know.
What I'm really trying to decipher, because I know I'm not a chocolate person, right? So I'm trying to get over that and decipher if I think the Pop-Tart concept is genuinely adding to.
Can I have the floor? As a Pop-Tart guy, please.
Yes.
This is missing the Pop-Tart of it all.
Yes.
It just kind of feels like really soft graham cracker with like an attempt at fudge under there. But it's not very fudgy.
It is to me. It's rich. It does.
Definitely rich.
The aftertaste, I get fudge.
I mean, I see it in there. It's just a little bland. It's not
It's-
like delivering.
Yeah.
Well, that's how.
Yeah.
To me, that's the problem. To me, that's how I feel about all chocolate fudge. Like that's what it is. There's not a
Unfortunately,
lot
you're
going on
validated
there.
here.
My issue with this is, what I really want is to say like, oh man, the Pop-Tart's a game changer, right? But I don't feel like it's a game changer.
It's just an ice cream sandwich.
It just really comes off like an ice cream sandwich to me. Now,
it's just
I'm
an
still
ice
willing
cream
to try the
sandwich.
other flavors because people have been raving about these things. And
I want
so,
that strawberry.
I'll definitely try the strawberry.
Again, if you find them, if one of you two finds them or sees them somewhere,
I'm looking out for Walmart. I'm
Yeah.
going to Walmart around.
No,
my
Apparently
Apparently
Wally World?
that's the only
Around my
place that
way.
has them is Walmart. That is what I'm to
Ain't no
understand.
Walmart near me.
I went to the one in Cockeysville because that's the one between. They closed the one that was right next door. God. But yeah, if you see them, let us know. I'll try the other ones on a scale of 1 to 10, or a scale of 1 to 10. What have we talked about? The one
Felix Batista's
1 to
hurt
10.
on
Felix
purpose.
Batista's hurt on purpose. It's conspiracy theories.
Yes.
How many Felix Batista's conspiracy theories are you giving this reader?
No, this is a 4.
Shoo. Not even cracking.
By the way, what did you give the? We never gave a score to the the
God,
pizza, the
the
cheese
Pizza
pizza.
thing was all right.
ramen
I'm
noodles.
not, it did taste cheese pizzas, but like cheese pizza from when I was like in middle school.
Yeah,
from the
the
school,
school
from the school.
cafeteria.
School cafeteria. So it did deliver. I just didn't. It just gave me some bad memories. So I give it a 6.
Okay. Caleb on the Pop-Tart ice cream sandwich.
I'm a big fan of ice cream sandwiches. I'm a big fan of chocolate, but this isn't pushing the right way. So 6.5.
Okay. And on the ramen noodles,
Flat 5.
I am a 5.5 on the Pop-Tarts. Like I'm a 5. That's what I am. They're very middle of the road to me. They exist. They're not for me. and the Pop-Tart just doesn't do enough to make it stand out,
It's just not
unfortunately.
good.
So it's a 5. The noodles, there was something there, but
Yeah.
it's not something I ever need to try again.
Yeah.
Like
The
it's,
one from last week I thought was better.
it was an interesting concept is all I can give it. 5.5. 5.5. These are very middle of the road to me. Oh, I gave my scores to Caleb and Caleb's scores to me. I can make an arrow and fix that.
New outro song this week, everybody. It's Wet Leg, new album time. This is
Okay.
Mange Out.
Excellent. I will see y'all in Vegas.
Have fun in Vegas.
Yeah.
Sing to the top of your lungs and think of me when you're singing. Show me the meaning of being alone. Not that one. The show me the meaning.
I do love that song too.
When the bridge comes, sing that for me.
It's a great song.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have a great time, and then I'll complain about it when I come back because that's
Yes.
what I do.
And then
Back
next
to
week
it.
I'm going away. I'm ready.
Wait, which week are you gone?
Next week.
So like the same week that I'm gone, or the following week?
No.
First week of August or?
What? No, because technically the.
Oh,
go,
are you gone next week?
yes.
So
Okay.
you're both going at the same time.
Yeah,
When you come back?
I come back next Friday.
Oh, I'll be back. I'm leaving Thursday.
Oh, so are you? That's what I'm saying.
But are
We
you
might not be
just
able
a
to do a
weekend
show
trip?
for a month.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll be back Sunday. I'll be
Oh,
back Sunday.
okay. You're just
We'll
going
be
for a
good.
weekend.
Yeah, I'm
All
just going for the
That's what I was trying to do. That was really all I cared about. Is when are we doing the next show?
You spending a whole week in Vegas?
Yeah.
Rock on, brother.
Damn.
I'm.
In July?
It's gonna be balls hot. I'm
Yeah,
doing
but
the
not
show
humid.
from.
Yo, Vegas can only get 3 nights from me, dog, before I be like, I'm ready to go home. I'll be like, I'm ready to go. It's time for me to go home.
do think
Because
that-
I don't gamble. I don't drink a lot.
Hello.
You know,
Reeta.
well, this is true.
I told my buddy that I'm
Good,
going out. I'm
good,
like,
good luck, friend.
I said I will have an alcohol. I will have
An alcohol.
an
what
alcohol.
he calls
An
them.
alcohol, Caleb. He's
single
going to have an
I will
alcohol.
have an alcohol.
I had 4 alcohols last night.
Ooh.
God damn.
I
He,
will
he
not.
did
Light beer,
your whole
light
year.
beer,
He
let's
did your
relax.
whole year for you.
100%. All right, Caleb. Tomorrow night at the Royal
The
Blue.
Royal Blue
Thank
on
you.
Maryland
Make sure.
Avenue.
Ray,
Avenue on the
Ray
avenue.
_ on Twitter.
Yes.
Twitter on Twitter. Jesus. At the NFL Chick, Gridiron Gals,
Yes.
and the Baltimore Beat.
Yes.
At Glenn Clark Radio from me. We will see you next time. This has been Reeta and Glenn on the internet.